So I have several videos here at the page already where I'm making different types of bagels, right? Well, what I want to do today is make jalapeno cheese bagel, but I want to have the recipe and see if it's going to come out great. Welcome to the Bare Pantry Show. If you want to learn how to cook in simple steps and have your dishes come out great the first time, then you're in the right place. Learn to make restaurant-style meals, comfort foods, and authentic Belizean dishes from basic ingredients. So what I did was I put 1 1/4 cups of all-purpose flour. It should be bread flour, but I don't have any, so we're gonna make it work. And then I did a teaspoon and 1/8. So I think 1/8 was a dash. I'm gonna check that. Of yeast, and then 1/2 tablespoon of sugar, and just about 2 cups of water. Just a little bit more than the 2 cups of water. This is an hour later. What I'm gonna do is get this out of here because this bowl is too small. Normally, I would be using this bowl, but I'm doing sourdough bread today in my see-through bowl. I use the see-through bowl on the show so you guys can see what I'm doing. So put the starter in here, and it's not a sourdough starter. And in this one, we're gonna put an additional 1/4 cup of all-purpose flour. Then we're gonna do 1/2 teaspoon of salt. Where's the 1/2 teaspoon? I thought I had it set here, but let me grab one from here. 1/4, 1/2 teaspoon of salt, and then 1/2 cup of diced jalapeno. And look, I cut them and took out the seeds and stuff, you know. And then what else? The Parmesan. It's supposed to be like 2 tablespoons plus 2 teaspoons, but you can, you know, be more liberal with this. 1, 2, 1, 2. And I'm gonna do it like that, but you can put a little bit more if you want. Give this a stir. And then we're gonna combine the two. Out of here for a second. Use the handle of a wooden spoon or this thing right here. This is to measure cupcakes. It's a spatula for the thing. Let's work it around. See how it's still wet? So let's put the rest of this. So I'm thinking we're gonna get 5 bagels from this. And if it works out, it's gonna go in my new book, okay? If that bothers you to like do this with a stick, just get your hand in there. Make sure your hands are clean, of course. It's hard to get it off my fingers, but it's coming. I'm gonna stop before Joe gets flour in my lens. I told him to do dynamic angles and he went crazy on me. I may need a little bit of flour to get this worked into a ball, but I'm gonna wait until I gather all this first, okay? I haven't added any flour yet. I'm just getting it off my fingers. Look, I sent Joe for a little bit of flour. I should have like really been specific with him.
A little bit of flour.
I should have been really specific with Joe because he's like God. They say that's how God operates. You got to be very specific with him. You just can't tell him I want to be debt free because the homeless are debt free. So you might be debt free and homeless. You got to be specific. And say, I want to be debt-free but live in a mansion at the same time and drive a fancy car and... Well, at least that's what the preachers say. Who knows? knead it until it's not so sticky and it's smooth. And what I'm going to do right now is pause, go get my hands washed off and dried, because that makes kneading a whole lot easier, okay? Here we go, guys. Did you hear that motorcycle or car or something racing? See how much easier it is to handle when your hands are dry? Man, I gotta milk a little bit of flour this man brought. Like we don't have 50 whole pounds or 100 pounds back there.
Yeah, for curtail. You have to save some for a rainy day.
Oh Lord, today's a rainy day. Okay, here we go. And I'm gonna use this just because it's smaller. But normally I would just put it back in this, and you guys know I don't do any kind of double washing, so I just set it in there and get it out later. So let's set this aside for about an hour. I'm gonna cover it up. Let me get a cloth. We're gonna use my little famous Belize cloth. You guys, I just finished doing a whole fashion show for Miss Bare Pantry. So I think when I'm done with this bagel, I'm gonna put this one up on Monday. Oh, look at it. Gorgeous. So I think when I'm done with this, I'll have Joe take over and do a few shows for me for next week, so I can take a few days off. I really feel like I need a few days off. Oh, I gotta go grab some flour. I'll be right back. All right, I'm back. I have the flour. Cora's barking a lot right now because there's something going on with the neighbors. So normally when I do the bagels, I do like this. When I'm doing my full dose, I do it like this, and I cut it into 8. But I don't think I'll cut it into 8 this time. Let me grab my knife. I'll cut it into 4. I hope that you guys are seeing. You guys see? Joshua, can you come see if they're seeing? There's a whole bunch of stuff on my screen. They're seeing what I'm cutting?
Yes, there's a giant box on the screen that's hard to make it see.
I don't know what that box is. This camera is so fancy. Oh, let me show you what I have here. And because I touched that trash, let me wash my hands. You know, even before there was a you-know-what in town, we always like follow different protocols because my mom was strict. I think my mom was officially a germaphobe. She was really strict. She was always going to beat her hands if we touched her eyes and stuff like that. So I was showing you all my different sizes of cookie cutters. And you don't want to use this one even though it looks huge. You want to use this huger one. I know that's not a word. Because the hole is going to close in on you. Like when you stop wearing your earrings, right? Grab that pepper. And the reason that I'm only doing a little amount is not even because of my book that I'm trying to do. It's because Joshua has Johnny cakes to eat this week too, because Joe made some of that today. Somebody wrote on my last video that since they've learned to make Johnny cakes from my show, that they eat Johnny cakes 6 days a week. Dude, you gonna die. That's too much. So pop that hole, set it aside, roll the other one. It would help if you had a little piece of parchment paper to set it on. Honestly, it would. Let me grab my parchment paper. I want to show you guys the easy way. One other piece of pepper drop on the floor, and I'm walking on it. I can't stop to pick it up because I don't want to wash my hand again. Here, there you go. All right, so set it on a piece of parchment. It'll be easier for you to handle, all right? Roll off this other one. You guys see what I'm doing, right? I'll show you on the other one what I'm doing. I always assume that you know what I'm doing because I do bread so much at this page. So I was talking about my fashion show that I did at Miss Bare Pantry. It's stuff that you would wear at a funeral. Since the channel is not monetized, we can do stuff like that. Because if you use the word let me stop saying that word before this video gets demonetized. You can't use that fun word. Okay? I don't think it'll pick it up when I say it in the video, but it'll probably pick it up in the title. Oh, I still didn't show you what I did. Okay, so I picked it up. Let's do this one. See how it has a smooth side already? So you want to like do it like this, like a dome. Get flour on the sticky parts. So you're making like a mushroom head. You guys see that? And then you start pinching the bottom shut. I'm not the one snoring. Joe's not the one snoring. It's Wednesday, the dog, that's snoring, okay? She went on her hike today and she tired. All right. Punch the hole. And then for the 4 holes that are left, merge it together. It's real sticky, so let me get some more flour here. And you can get a whole nother one out of this, but it's not going to be as big as those 4, okay? So you can have 2 bagels and your honey can have 2 bagels. I'm going to punch the hole again. See how that one looks? Now for this last one, you just want to kind of play around with it and tear the hole. So if you don't have a cookie cutter, you can tear the hole in the big ones too, but I don't like doing that. I like it too, because this is going to close in. Set it here. This has to rise for another, I would say it doesn't take too long, guys. It is 1:47 right now. Let's time it and see. Cover it up. I'm going to clean up this mess. And the easiest way to clean up mess off of the counter with flour is this bench scraper. Ooh. Ooh. I'm going to get my water ready because we have to boil these. Okay? What I've done so far, guys, I'm preheating the oven to 400 degrees Fahrenheit. I'm beating up this egg. Belize people say beat the egg. We say whisk. American people say whisk the egg. It is 2:15 right now. What time did we say when we went to break? 1:47. Okay, so I have some water boiling. If this were sweet bagels like cinnamon raisin, I would put some sugar or some pancake syrup in there for it to be sweet. But this is salted stuff, so we're not going to do that. Take a look. They are swell up nice. So what we're going to do, pick up one, drop it in my little pot of water. Oh, it's sticky in the middle, guys. Be careful. And I'm going to use this. What the hell is that now? Don't even let nobody in this house. That was just Jada coming in. I just flipped it. So you boil it for like 1 minute on each side. I don't ever time it. You can see it. It's looking cooked. You know what I mean? And you could do a bigger pot and put more in, but this is easier for me. So put it on this cooling thing. Let me grab another one meanwhile. Let me put some flour in my hand because this is so sticky in the middle. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Don't break apart, baby. That's what happens when you use regular flour. Joe went to Costco just now and he found me some bread flour, so I might try some of the cinnamon raisin one with the bread flour. So I'm putting the egg on the bottom. Flip the baby over. Putting the egg on the top. That's going to make it crispy and beautiful. Get a little bit of this Parmesan and try to get it on the top as best as I can. I'm going to do that for all 5 and the little burrata one. Oh, that's going to make it so good. Let's flip this one over here. Joe, are you seeing this, baby? I was saying check the camera just now because people will just show up to your house and not wear a mask and want to come in. I'm like, what gives? So that's the top. Put the egg on the bottom. I'm not putting the cheese on the bottom because it'll burn. Put the egg again. Let me put another one in before I do that cheese. Okay. Then sprinkle some of the cheese. You can put Dutch cheese too if you're Belizean, Caribbean, and you have some Dutch cheese. This would taste good. But this is jalapeno parmesan bagels. Oh, he just want clear for him throat while he run my camera. Okay, and I'll just do that, and then I'll be back to show you what we do next. I want to shout out my friend Cindy for sending me this. She sent me the wooden one and this one. You put the Joshua, I'm making your bagels.
I see that.
Ooh. 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 It's slippery. Oh, let me go ahead and shut this one off. This done. The part that, now bagels supposed to take 24 hours to make, you know. On me. Bagels supposed to take 24 hours to make, but I figured out, I watched like 3 videos and put this recipe together years ago. So you don't have to take no 24 hours, but it's legit. So after day 1, you have to toast the bagel because it gets real stiff. But day 1, you could eat it like that. So use the same piece of parchment and gently move the things on. Try to make all of it fit on this parchment, guys. Don't put it on this thing like this because it'll stick, all right? Even when I put butter, it still sticks, so that's why I do the parchment. The oven is ready. Come on, Joe. Stick them babies in here. Set the timer. 30 minutes. Come on, thing. Meanwhile, I'm gonna clean up the mess, and look, I'm moving along quickly today with my sourdough bread. Okay, guys, let's hope I don't cut my hand. It went for like 40 minutes, okay? I give it 10 more minutes. Look. Oh, look at all the jalapenos. Oh, yes. And this would go better if it was toasted with butter, but I'm avoiding butter. So this part, all that cheese on the top right now. This is so good. You could change it out for another pepper if you want. Another dry cheese, like Dutch cheese. Be awesome. I am baking up a storm today. This is some blueberry muffins, chocolate chip muffin, and I've got those 2 loaves in the oven, and I'm making the cinnamon raisin bagel. I'm gonna do 5 just like this. Because I can eat half of that for breakfast with peanut butter, you know? This is a Josh. Anyways, guys, I shouldn't have put another piece in my mouth. I should have finished the show first. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe, hit the bell, leave me a comment, all that good stuff, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye-bye. Remember, guys, we are not buying this book. Because if you do, the only people that are making money from that book are my ex-distributor and Amazon. Pick up this book instead. This is my Belizean cookbook. It has 120 authentic Belizean dishes that I've done on the show already, but now you can have it in print so you can follow along and your dishes will come out perfect each time. Hot off the presses, this is my second cookbook, guys. It's called the Pantry Laid Bare, and I named it that because I laid everything on the line when I picked the recipes for this book, all right? 111 delicious dishes from basic ingredients. ingredients. To purchase, just check below on any of my videos and you'll see the different methods of payment and also the shipping. Thanks, guys.
You come and try this warm delight. This is the Bare Pantry Show.